And so I do cultivate that of this altruistic spirit of enlightenment, bodhicitta, and the wisdom realizing emptiness. I meditate on them on daily, and they're really helpful. So we are going to do the ceremony. So all of you are, all of us, we are born as humans today, and we have met with the Dharma of the Buddha, the teaching of the Buddha. Of course, nobody, even non-believers in religion, will not like misbehavior, whereas behaving well is something that we all like. So all sentient beings in the world are same in not wanting suffering but wanting happiness. So in this life, we are born as humans, and whether you are a believer in a religion or not, we all like good behavior in our life, and people who are misbehaving are considered bad. So, though you may not be able to think about all sentient beings, but still you can think about all sentient beings on this earth, and think of being able to help others. So to the best of my ability, I will try to be good and to them and to do good to them. So meditate on this altruistic attitude. Even from a worldly point of view, if you are somebody who always helps others, everyone will appreciate you. And then, going further, since all sentient beings are same in not wanting suffering but wanting happiness, please think of having this attitude or thoughts to benefit all sentient beings equally and not harming them. Meditate on that well, please. So even logically thinking, in human society, human happiness or is dependent on others around them. You cannot have happiness, human happiness, just by staying alone. So right from our birth, it is very clear that we are dependent on others for our good. So have this intention to be of benefit to others, to all sentient beings, and never to harm anyone, anytime. So if you meditate yourself as in the form of a deity, transforming yourself in the form of a deity, then you may think of transforming into Avalokiteshvara. Even if you don't do that, this thought, altruistic thought of bodhicitta, imagine it transforming into a white moon disk at your heart. So this is the conventional bodhicitta. And then, as I explained earlier, we of course have this sense of an I, thought of I am this and that. But if you try to find your identity of that I, you will not be able to find anything as being yourself. Within the mind and the body, That does not mean that you do not exist, but you are dependently existing. So whatever things you take, they are all dependent on something else. There's nothing whatever which exists as a standalone entity without depending on others at all. And so meditate on the fact that things lack any independent intrinsic existence whatsoever. So as I was reciting the Madhyamaka Avatara, everything in the universe, all phenomena, exist by way of dependence on other factors, and nothing whatever has any independent intrinsic existence. So, if you look at a monk or a nun, of course, they appear as if they have some kind of objective independent existence from the object side. And if you look at yourself, you have a sense of an I, but, of course, you exist. But if you were to point your finger at something that is you cannot find anything that you can point at as being you. So in other words, depending on the parts, there is a whole. So nothing whatever exists at all without depending on others, independently, without depending on anything else. So we posit good and bad, Buddhas and so forth, the pure and impure things. These are on conventional level, but if you look at yourself, where is that I? What is that you refer to as yourself? As I quoted these lines from Nagarjuna's Mula Madhyamaka Karika, neither is he that aggregates, nor the aggregates, no distinct from the aggregates, not within the aggregates in him, not possessing the aggregate, the Tathagata. Where is Tathagata? So you apply that line to yourself, as I did earlier. Where am I? And so meditate on the fact that nothing whatever exists independently. That is to say, nothing whatever is not dependent on anything else. So, of course, we consider the Buddha to be sacred being, but if you even analyze the Buddha with these lines from the 22nd chapter of Mula Madhyamaka Karika, the Tathagata is not the aggregates, not distinct from him, them. The Tathagata is not within the, not based on the aggregates, nor the aggregates on him. The Tathagata does not possess the aggregates. What else is the Tathagata? So this line is very powerful to delve into the Tathagata and anything to search for their identity. So from the Buddhas down to the smallest things, nothing whatever can be found if you try to search for their identity. They are all dependently existent. Apart from that, they do not exist. So emptiness, meditate on emptiness for a while, for a short while.
더 대들 동분이기 되어야
So
강사가 담이시네. 다한테 로로 차 대디 소수지기 나스야고 세나 니야촌에 매드시기. 다 디간에 삼로스타네.
So it is easier to think about, to consider yourself in order to search for, gain insight into the emptiness. So this mind or the wisdom that you have generated that ascertains emptiness, imagine it transforming into a five-spoked Vajra standing on the moon disk that you have imagined earlier. So these two, the philosophical view of emptiness and the bodhicitta, these two are the ultimate cause for attaining Buddhahood and omniscient state. So this is also, these are very powerful to practice in our daily life. So while meditating on these two principles, please repeat Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami.
Om Sura de Samaya Tamo, Siddhibhazayadas. Om Sura de Samaya Tamo, Siddhibhazayadas.
So this is stabilizing the two principles of bodhicitta and the view of emptiness that you have generated. So as a Buddhist monk, I myself, of course, I have received many tantric initiations of different deities. But my main practice is this twofold, bodhicitta and the view of emptiness. So, of course, you consider me as your guru, and I consider you as my students, bound by your samayas. And so, just as I do make these two principles, bodhicitta and the view of emptiness, as my emptiness is my main practice, you should also do the same. So the remaining text I will read tomorrow. So it's almost 10 now. 10 o'clock. So I have the name of Dalai Lama. So by introducing the Buddha Dharma to you, the essence of which comes down to the bodhicitta and the view of emptiness, which I explained to you, where the Dharma has spread and declined before, spread before and declined, where it has not spread in the past. May I be moved by compassion to disseminate it. So as the disciples of the Dalai Lama, you please think seriously about the bodhicitta and the view of emptiness on a daily basis.